Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. This is Conic section tutorial number 2. In this tutorial, we're gonna discuss some questions related to non-degenerate conic. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The first question says, what conic does the equation represent? 13x square minus 18x square plus 37y square plus 2x plus 14y minus 2 is equal to 0. We know that the general equation of conic is of the form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So accordingly, we can find out the value of a, h, b, g, f and c, and using ab minus h square we can find out what is the nature of conic. So let us find out a, h, b, g, f and c. X square, x square. So a is the coefficient of x square, therefore a will be equal to 13. Similarly, the value of h would be equal to minus 9. The value of b would be equal to 37. The value of g will be equal to 1. The value of f would be equal to 7 and the value of c would be equal to minus 2. For the first question, how to check whether a conic is degenerate or non-degenerate? For that, we know that the case is we need to find out the value of discriminant. So just for the first question, I'll show you that what is the discriminant of this equation and what is the value of the discriminant. So discriminant is equal to AHG HBF GFC. So by substituting the value of the coefficients, that is 13 minus 9 1 minus 9 37 7 1 7 minus 2. So by solving this discriminant, this value will be equal to 1600 with a negative sign. So the value of discriminant is minus 1600, which is not equal to 0. Therefore, this conic which is represented is a non-degenerate conic. So what are we left with? We are left with to find the value of AB minus h square. So that would be equal to 13 into 37 minus 9 whole square. So 13 into 37 is 481 and 481 minus 81 will be equal to 400, which is greater than 0. And for the case where AB minus h square is greater than 0, that figure or that conic is known as ellipse. So how do we attempt it? First of all, we need to find the value of the coefficients, then we find the discriminant, and then with the help of AB minus h square value, we get the nature of conic. So let's move on to the next question. The next question says that what conic is represented by the equation root ax plus root by is equal to 1. In the lecture we have seen that the general equation of conic is a second order degree term, or it is an equation of second order. We have the degrees of x and y in square, but in this question we don't have any square term. For that we need to make this equation in the form of general equation of conic. So how do we proceed? First of all, we're gonna square both the sides. So by squaring both the sides, we'll get ax plus by plus 2 root abxy is equal to 1. Now to eliminate the root, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1 over here and 2 root abxy over here. That would be ax plus by minus 1 multiplied by, which will be equal to 2 times root over abxy. So again we're gonna square both the sides and we'll get a square x square plus b square y square plus 1 minus 2ax minus 2by plus 2axby, which would be equal to 4 times abxy. So now when we take 4abxy over here, this would get cancelled out, this would be 0, and taking this, that would be minus 4abxy in LHS. So this sign would change to negative, and this is the desired equation of conic. Since we are doing a tutorial on non-degenerate conic, but still we're gonna find out the value of discriminant. So since small a is the coefficient of x square in the general equation of conic, but over here the coefficient of x square is a square. So we're gonna write a square over here. Since it is a at g, the value of h would be from the coefficient of x and y. So the coefficient of x and y is minus 2ab, that would be equal to plus 2h, and hence h would be equal to minus ab. Similarly, g, the value of g would be minus a, h would be minus ab, b is b square over here since it is the coefficient of y square, f is minus b, g is minus a, f is minus b, and c is 1. So using the properties of discriminant, we can take a common out from the first row, b common out from the second row, and therefore we'll be remaining with a minus b and minus 1, minus a, b and minus 1, then 1 over here, minus b and minus a. Again we can take out a and b common, so therefore from the columns 1 and 2, therefore it would be a square into b square, which would be 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 and minus 1 minus 1 and 1. And by solving this discriminant, we're gonna get the value of discriminant as minus 4 from this discriminant, which would be multiplied by a square into b square. And this discriminant is not equal to 0. Hence, this is a non-degenerate conic. So, with the value of AB minus h square, we can identify which is this conic. So, A over here is a square, B over here is b square, h over here is minus AB, and we're going to whole square that, and this value will come out to be 0. And when AB minus h square is equal to 0, we get the conic as parabola. So again we have found out what is the nature of conic by finding out the value of AB minus h square. Let's move on to the last and final question of this tutorial. This question says that if the equation represents an ellipse, then find C. Now it is told that it is a non-degenerate conic, so we don't have to find the discriminant over here, but with the help of discriminant only, we're gonna get the value of C. Why? Because AB minus h square over here will always be greater than 0. So to find out the value of C, we're gonna use the method of discriminant only. So again, we'll write AHG, HBF, GF, C. Now we're going to substitute the value, and this value should not be equal to 0. So A is 1 over here, H is 0 over here since there is no xy term, G is minus 1, H is 0, B is 1, F is minus 1, G is minus 1, F is minus 1, and C is C as it is. So this value will come out to be 1 multiplied by C minus 1 into minus 1 will be plus 1 plus 0 minus 1 multiplied by 0 times minus of minus 1. So we'll get this as C minus 2, which is not equal to 0. Hence C will not be equal to 2. Now C is not equal to 2, hence C will belong to all real numbers except 2, and this is the value of C. So with the help of discriminant, we found out the value of C over here in this type of question. So guys, this is it from this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get to learn how to solve the questions related to non-degenerate conic, or how to identify the nature of conic. Thank you guys. This is Yojit Bhasin signing off. Meet you in the next video.